Yo, Hijack, guess what?
Chicken butt.
Guess what?
Chicken butt.
Guess what?
What?
It's a girl.
Oh, that.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What's up, everybody? My name is DKG72.
And I'm Hijack, your Lord and Savior. Worship me.
And this is the Big Fat Podcast. So, DJ Hijack, it is July 16th, 2017. And some big news broke today. Big news. Bigly, I might add. Very big.
I know. They have 10% off at Fat Guy Hut. I'm heading down there today.
Actually, JCPenney has a really good sale, but that's beside the point. So, no, not that one. That's a good one though. But no, not that one. So today we got an announcement for the 13th.
Friday 13th?
No, the 13th, man.
But it's the 16th.
Yeah, but it's an announcement for the 13th Doctor.
Oh, yeah, that.
Woohoo! Aren't you excited?
I was.
You were.
Yeah.
What happened?
I heard the news.
You heard the news?
Heard the news.
You weren't happy with the news?
Not happy with the news.
Why weren't you happy with the news?
Because I am a sexist male.
That may be true. So,
Maybe. That's believing in me.
so you're saying that it is true.
I'm
Well, at
just
least
saying thank you for believing in me.
Well, at least you're owning your sexism, sir. You know.
Yeah, sure, okay, if that helps.
I mean,
the reason why I'm not so excited is the choice.
the choice. So basically, that's what we're going to be getting into today.
13th
Yes,
Doctor.
has been chosen, and we've got the big news leading up to this year's highly anticipated Doctor Who Christmas special, which of course signals the beginning of the next season for Doctor Who. So, who is the new 13th Doctor? It is, drum roll.
Not Chris Marshall.
No, it's not. It is Jodie Whittaker of Broadchurch fame and Attack the Block. And that's all I really know. I actually have no idea who she is. And
You don't have any idea who she is?
no, I don't.
You telling me you've never heard of all the people talking about the amazing Jodie Whittaker?
No.
Jodie Whittaker and her show-stopping performances, or the scenes that you watch. Think about Attack the Block. That John Boyega, who? Nick Frost, who? See, these people don't exist because she stole that show. Telling you that. I mean, Broadchurch. Who remembers David Tennant even showed up?
Well, but David Tennant was the show. He was the star.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was dreaming that she actually had some sort of screen presence. My bad.
Okay, so DJ Hijack,
Yeah.
you are not happy with the choice for the new Who.
No, I'm not too happy. I'm not too. Don't have much faith in her. No, I do not. Let's tackle the idea first of all that they decided to cement the fact that the Doctor is now female.
Well, this does open up a lot of possibilities, and it also opens up a lot of questions we've been pondering in our pre-production, and some questions I think we need to kind of address right here and there. So
Yeah, so now that we are establishing that Time Lords are some kind of trans, they are both male and female. How does that affect their reproduction? Why is the Doctor's daughter, which they forget about, his daughter?
Which one?
If she can, exactly. How do they hurt his daughter if tomorrow they might be his son? Why did they even have the term daughter or son when they are a people who become both? That doesn't make sense how they would evolve with a language that comes from, say, humans who don't have a choice in that matter. It'd be different if this was a thing about gender. No, this is sex. You're either male, female, or some combination of the two.
Mm-hmm.
There's no so it's not the same as your gender.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get how they explain that. They're not going to, by the way. I know they're not going to.
Yeah, they kind of moved by the Iron Man 2 War Machine thing. Hey, that's the change. That's it. Deal with it, and let's keep it moving. Type of mentality.
And now let's get clear. I don't have a problem. I don't have a major problem with the Doctor being female. If you can do it, fine. Just make it an entertaining person who I want to watch. Unfortunately, they did not make it an entertaining person that I want to watch. Now, I'll also say they already had an amazing female Time Lord who most people would agree was great. Most people would watch her adventures. That if they decided to give River Song her own show with her own sidekicks, I think the fan base would have watched that show.
I think so too.
I think you could have easily been like, okay, the Doctor's taking a break this year. This is a River Song year. River Song has, as you said before, has already said, when you're not in this TARDIS,
I mean, she's in it. She's clearly established. It's been established. It was established in the Christmas special. She gets in that TARDIS when he's not around, and she goes all over the place. And since it's a time machine, he would never know.
I will also say I know many people might find this as heresy, but she's way more exciting to me than any of the guys who've played the Doctor since the reboot.
Ooh,
I mean, she's exciting. She's fun. She's funny. She's sexy.
Yes.
So if you want to bring it in, that's all there. She hits all the notes.
Oh, and she's gangster. Oh, she's gangster.
She's gangster. And let's not even talk about the fact that she has screen presence for days.
Yes. Oh, she could pull off a scene. And the Christmas special with Capaldi was just honestly, if it probably wasn't for those two, it would have been just another meh Christmas special. But I think that one stands out as pretty much everybody's favorite because
the best thing that Stephen Moffat ever did was give us River Song.
Yeah.
Alex Kingston, I've loved her since ER.
Yeah.
I've tried to marry her, but the cops keep showing up.
I can understand why. The cops keep showing up.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
Yeah. But, just so it's not confused.
As I said, I don't understand the need to hamstring this in. I mean, and plus, I feel like they're stacking the deck against this show without realizing it. We're purposely trying to do a bunch of firsts all at once.
Well, we've got a first-time female showrunner, Chris Chibnall.
Yes, Chibnall.
So we've got a first-time.
It's a British name.
Yeah, it's very British. So we've got a first-time female showrunner, and now we've got this first-time female showrunner putting out the adventures of the very first female Doctor. And as we talked in the pre-production meeting, we kind of have some trepidations about this because as fans, personally, I have not been a very big fan of Stephen Moffat's run on the show.
In totality, exactly.
Yeah.
Spotty, here and there.
Oh, he gets an episode. He gets at least 3 episodes a season that are like, where did this come from? But for the most part, the overall, his run, no, I particularly feel he wasted the last season and a half of Matt Smith. And I definitely don't.
And he wasted Capaldi the whole run.
Oh man, I don't feel he got anything near what he could have got out of Peter Capaldi, and the Christmas special proves that 100%. So I've not been a big fan of Stephen Moffat. So when it was announced that Chris Chibnall was going to take over, I was one of the millions of fans that was like, "Thank God, we need something changed. We need a new direction," and to kind of piggyback off of that, I'm hoping that Chris is able to bring some freshness to this. DJ Isaac, you actually have some moratoriums that you want to institute for Miss Chibnall.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, one thing that I have to say that scares me is that she said that she was brought in to be daring and different and to take chances.
Well, that could be a good thing.
Yeah, but normally when you hear that, that's never a good thing. Because people who do that tend to weigh on trying to be different more than being good or entertaining or fun. And, and a lot of times I feel like that's what's been missing with the Doctor is we've been trying to push other things other than fun, good Doctor Who episodes. A lot of these people, there are a lot of people who see. I've been a Doctor Who fan since forever.
Right.
I remember the totality of Doctor Who.
That's true.
I'm not just a fair weather. I'm a new friend. David Tennant is my doctor.
Who was your first Doctor?
My first Doctor was technically white hair.
Pertwee.
Yeah, it was Pertwee.
That was
Pertwee was my first Doctor.
Yeah.
And James Bond Doctor was a great doctor.
Right.
I mean, the doctor that did kung fu and had a cool yellow car. He was the Doctor.
And he had that cool purple cape.
Oh yeah, he was cool. And that's the thing is even for me, even some of the wackest doctors were at least somewhat fun.
Yes.
I mean, and that sometimes gets forgotten. With the current Doctor is actual fun, and also being able to fully wrap up stories, having an ending for a story, having an idea how to end something instead of explaining it away with timey-wimey. Like, that's cute, makes a nice T-shirt, but makes for crappy stories. It's like, I like stories that have a beginning, middle, and end, not a beginning, middle, and stuff happens.
Well, now, the timey-wimey stuff came around during the Russell T Davies runs, but I never heard you complaining about that.
No, the term came from there, but it being used as a technique came from Moffat.
Yeah, that's true. A lot more timey-wimey stuff, especially, like I said, that last season and a half of Matt Smith's run went real timey-wimey, where it's like, good grief, come on, man.
There's been a few of the Capaldi episodes where, how did we solve this? It just got solved.
Right.
I charmed it.
Right.
And, it was just, things just happened. It just solved itself.
Although it does seem to have been more prevalent during the Claire episodes of Capaldi's
Which
run.
is one of the reasons why I cannot stand Claire.
Oh.
Which, and even with me not being able to stand Claire, it would have made more sense if you had just spun Claire off into her own show. She has the TARDIS.
She has a sidekick.
But just give her own show. Follow Claire's adventures. She's a Time Lord now. Deal with it.
Right.
Either you like it or you don't. Or
I'm
like
not
I said
sure
before,
when to
River
like it.
Song, the TV series.
I would definitely watch a River Song Doctor Who spinoff show. I would have been the number one fan. I'd have been fanboying out.
Right.
For that one.
She, like any other, like the Doctor himself, is a tornado. And when you get wrapped up in the tornado, you have no choice but to go along with it. That's how all her sidekicks or companions would be.
Yes.
And now going on to the young lady, the woman who's been chosen to be the Doctor,
Miss Whittaker.
I'm just saying, I've never seen her. There's never been once where I've gone like, man, that Jodie Whittaker, that's somebody.
Or she could be the Doctor.
And it's not like we've known everything about every Doctor. I mean, Matt Smith came out of nowhere, didn't know nothing about his stuff.
But he ate that role up.
But more importantly, not knowing something about him is better than the fact that I do know something about her.
That's true.
Which is that she's kind of one note. She plays kind of the same kind of character. She's always bewildered about something. Things are, she's dealing with pressures and stuff like that. She can, I don't see a crafty, slick, funny, interesting, charismatic character. I don't see the charisma that the Doctor needs from her.
That's interesting. All right, so we're gonna do a little fantasy booking here, just because the choice has already been made, and we're gonna have to live with it, and we're gonna hope as Who fans that the new direction and the new showrunner can come up a winner. But we talked about this, and I posed the question. The BBC has come to you, DJ Hijack. They said, look, we want a new Doctor. Has to be a female. Under those parameters, who's the one person that you would have chose?
Peter Dinklage.
Has to be a female.
He'll wear a dress.
You can't put Peter Dinklage in a dress.
You can't tell him what he wants to do. He identifies as. Why don't you put your gender norms in a box?
I'm just saying, you can't do that. That's just not right.
Apparently, you can do that.
Okay, so you're saying... Okay, other than Peter Dinklage, who would have been your choice?
No, if not Peter Dinklage, then Richard Ayoade.
Again, has to
From
be a
the
female.
IT crowd. Great person to play
But
the Doctor.
has to be a female.
Okay, he'll once again wear heels. There.
Actually, you know what? If he did,
And
if he did the Doctor as Prince, that would have been amazing.
He would work it and pull it up. But I'm guessing you mean it has to be somebody who's biologically male.
Yeah, biologically female.
Female. You're going about the sex.
Yes.
Not the gender.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're going about her sex, then Zoe Ashton.
Zoe Ashton. Okay. That's a good choice right there.
Yes.
Wasn't she already on the show?
She's been on Doctor Who. She's done a couple of episodes. But just much like the same way Capaldi had. She would be a great choice. She has a wide range. She's very charismatic. She has stage presence. She's hilarious. She can be sexy. She can be fun. She's great.
Yeah.
And she's tall and intimidating.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not okay, a little bit, but
she can.
She's 5'11". Oh boy, good lord.
She can be.
Well, you know what? I thought about this for a minute, and Zoe Ashton is a monster. Zoe, she's a monster choice. But I'm gonna go left field a little bit. Well, not really left field. I'm gonna go U.S. fanboy, but somebody that we talked about, Haley Atwell. How do you feel about Haley Atwell as the Doctor?
I'm not mad at it. She doesn't infuriate me. She's fun. I liked her as good old Captain America's,
Agent Carter.
Agent Carter. She was good there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see her as the Doctor. She can pull it off. She's British. She works.
Yeah. So
she doesn't rock my world, but she's way much better than picking Jodie.
Now you did mention two people that we had also talked about that were not female. Of course, Peter Dinklage, which that's just a bombshell of an idea.
Sure, that would be amazing, and they can't afford it. But just imagine.
Yeah, that's truly just pie in the sky. But Richard Hyundai, I can never get his name right. Aode, my guy from the IT crowd. I love that dude. That dude and his crazy hair. That's an interesting choice. He's an interesting choice because if you look at his press photos, he has that Doctor Who look.
Yes.
That look of all the things that we want from the Doctor. That guy that knows everything, but still, when he sees something, he has questions and he's intrigued. Even when everybody else is like, you do realize that's impending death. So I think those were some of the things, and then those were some of the qualities I think that Peter Capaldi was able to exude as well. So we're gonna hope that things work out, but I wonder if some of the BBC's more rigid rules may have contributed to this situation, because to me it just feels forced. It really feels like they're just forcing this to happen as opposed to a more natural progression. I like Missy, and that seemed somewhat forced, but but come on, Rachel, what's it, Michelle Gomez? Mm-hmm. She
British Latinos are hilarious to me.
True. But she took that role and she made it her own. So I really like Michelle Gomez.
Who's ever been.
But I really like how she handled being the Master / Missy and her approach.
Sure, she did a great female Joker. She was the best Harley Quinn that they've ever had on the Doctor.
But that kind of proves your point also, because she was coming after a very popular version of the Master that also was male.
As popular as he could be.
As popular as he could be. But everybody kind of for the most part liked him. He was a good foil for David Tennant. So she's coming back and she's fulfilling that role, and she really chewed up all the scenery that she was in. And I don't quite get that feeling that, and we could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm saying it right here. I really hope I'm wrong. If I'm wrong and Jodie Whittaker comes in and she chews up all the scenery and she makes believers out of everybody, I will be the number one cheerleader for Doctor Who, because this will have worked. But I do feel like the BBC isn't putting showrunner Chris Chibnall in the best position to win at this point.
Oh, I agree too. This is not a position to win. This is a bad position for her. It's honestly a bad position for Whitnall.
Yeah.
Because if these don't go well, if these episodes suck, it's gonna be on her, and then it'll be on Chibnall.
Right.
And is that fair?
No.
I mean, if they get in the same quality of stuff that Moffat was putting out a while ago, Moffat they might take it from Moffat, but I don't think they'd take it from Chibnall. And that's the problem with that's where sexism is really coming into play.
Right.
It's because the same thing that they're trying to use to push them out there and force them out there would be the thing that go like, okay, we tried it, won't happen ever again. We won't be having a female. You won't get a chance for this. And that means that you probably won't get a chance for a spin-off show where they take a female Time Lord who is not the Doctor but could have their own show and give them one, because they would say, well, why would we do that? We gave them a female Doctor and they didn't want it. So they obviously don't want that.
Right.
Like, this is a bad setup. What would have made more sense was give Capaldi an extra year. Have Chibnall show run that extra year. Once that's gone through, people are used to her. You know what people like the stories she tells. Then you bring in your female Doctor, or as I said before, an even better idea, just do the River Song show.
I agree with that too.
You're not rocking the boat, and you're giving everybody what they want. What's the point of what's the actual point? What is the good that's being done?
You know what this feels like?
Because one idea is like this gives you so many extra stories, and it gives you so many extra stories they won't tell. I don't see them saying this is the Doctor Who episode where the Doctor goes back in time and people don't listen to Doctor because now he's a female and they didn't talk to women.
Right.
They're not doing that episode.
Right.
This ain't timeless.
Right.
This is Doctor Who.
Right.
And even then, when they've tried to do stuff like that before, they aren't the best at it.
No, they're not. Not at all. But you know what this really feels like to me, and bringing it back to the comics industry, this feels like the race change for a major character. We've got
this is the new Thor. This is
Black Captain America.
This is Black Captain America.
Where we already know that these characters are going to have a nice year-long run until the new movie comes out. And then all of a sudden everything goes back to stat quo and all the diverse creators get kicked off the books and the regular creators come back on. So it's almost like, is this really change and diversity, or is this more of, hey, fanboys and fangirls, we heard you, and here we're going to give you what you want for at least a year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they seem like they're trying to do something good for everybody, but they're really just gambling with what could be success.
They're playing with house money.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just our black man cynicism, because we've seen this bait and switch tactic so many times, and it just really, it feels like the same old creative bait and switch. Like they've developed River Song, and like you said, Claire, they've done so much with Claire. As much as I despise Claire's character, if they had spun that show off, because they do have the TARDIS diner thing going. Yeah, I would have hate watched it, but I probably would have enjoyed it, because at that point she's a Time Lord. She has her own agency. Deal with it. Let's deal with her shows. And on top of that, no matter what, Claire makes me feel a definitive emotion. And when she goes and tries to be the Doctor and screws things up royally, which she's often want to do, it just will like, why is she doing that? And I'm still watching the show though. Yeah.
And it actually gives you something that I would watch that show too, for the fact that maybe it's different when there is no Doctor with Claire.
That's true.
Clara. Because imagine Clara with a actual companion, not Game of Thrones girl.
Right.
With an actual companion. And that companion's job is to try to make sure that Clara realizes that she's going off half-cocked or something like that. She needs to be reined in. Whereas other people are trying to rein in the current Doctor. It makes more sense for a new Time Lord, a new traveler who's not used to doing this stuff, needing somebody there to rein them in, needing a companion to remind them what's going on. That's a dynamic I can get into.
Yep.
They have already established something. They've given it to us. They've gotten used to those characters. That's how you spin them off.
You know what? pre-production meeting, you also kicked a very interesting fantasy storyline, which I would have. It would have been hard to explain, but it would have been so sweet. What if they had brought back Donna?
Oh yeah, I went ahead with the actual Dr. Donna.
Oh yeah.
If what happens now is that something at the end of this, what they could have did was at the end of this episode. Matter of fact, Capaldi is fighting back. He doesn't want to die, and the leaking of his time energy causes somehow for Dr. Donna to activate. She remembers, but everybody feared does not happen.
Yeah.
Instead of her blowing up,
which is what we feared,
she actually handles it and becomes a Time Lord. She then goes on a search to find the Doctor, giving her time to run around from here to there with a sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
The Dr. Donna as a show
would be so juicy, and that's a good way to circumvent the 3-year rule.
Exactly.
Because Capaldi wouldn't be the Doctor in the series; he would be a guest star on the final episode or a Christmas episode when she finds him. Finally,
yes, she could find him, and then her giving either he gives her or she gives him the rest of that energy to save his life, and which causes him to regenerate to a new Doctor. And because she's a female, transferring it over, this is how we get the female Doctor.
And it makes sense.
It seems good. It gives you a reason to like it, and it should not be Jodie.
Right.
Because she just doesn't have the charisma and stage presence that makes me want to watch her week to week.
Even if you do even if it is Jodie, at least she has a backstory that she's supposed to be saddled with.
How about this? Game of Thrones is ending. Lena Headey is available.
Yeah.
Get her to be the Doctor.
Yeah, because they're killing everybody off.
Yeah, get her to be the Doctor. That would be great.
Yeah.
If not that, you could have made her the Master.
Yeah, you definitely could have.
I mean, it's like I almost feel like how did these people are supposed to be smart. If I can come up with this stuff out of my butt in seconds, this had to run through their minds. So what is it that made them not think about this? What is it about Jodie Whittaker? There's got to be something. And that's why
she must have blown them away in that audition.
That's why she's going to get the benefit of the doubt.
She's got to.
I'm going to give her a few episodes to see, hey, maybe there's something about her there is to watch.
But here's the other risk.
But for now, I don't believe it.
Here's the other risk. What if she is good, but then the episodes are crap?
Exactly.
Then it's still like it's just it's still that fight.
I mean, and think about this. There's a lot of people who stopped watching The Doctor when Capaldi became the Doctor. I never understood. Right. Well, I know of a good number of females who stopped watching the show
because they didn't want to watch the adventures of that old man.
Yes, they didn't want to watch the adventures of Grandpa.
Right.
Which I felt that's shallow, but at least I get it. Right. I know why you were watching Doctor Who. There's going to be a whole. They're now going to lose some people because there are some people who are like, I'm not watching no chick. That's going to happen. But then there's also the group of women who want a cute guy, who want those romance episodes they wrote in, even though they hurt the series.
Right.
But it also built their new fan base. A lot of those people in that new fan base, I'm not so sure that they really want this Doctor. She doesn't look like she speaks to them.
I got a friend on Facebook, huge Whovian, and she's in that group. She was not happy about this Jodie Whittaker, this Whitnar. This she was not happy about this casting, and she was one of those proponents of your boy Richard Ayoade. Yeah, so she was really upset. She had another guy, but we both looked at him and were like, no, he's just there because he's cute.
I mean, and she does not. I don't see people watching this going like, I relate to her. She's somebody who I want to aspire to be. I would follow her. Right. I mean, and then, as I said again, this is only half the message. Wait till we get a companion. Yeah. What's the companion situation going to be like? That's another question.
And again, I think they just wasted that opportunity to do a whole season with Dr. River Song because she had all those dynamics and everybody, male, female, black, white, Chinese, you did not matter. If there was one person in the entire Doctor Who universe that was more popular than Doctor Who, it was Professor River Song.
And earned it.
Yes.
Like Clara, she's worth it.
Yeah.
She makes sense. And she didn't make the Doctor seem less than with her greatness.
Spoilers.
Exactly. She was exciting. When she was around the Doctor, she enriched him.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like, okay, more of her, please. Why are we? You know, her exiting makes no sense. But once again, that's a Moffat thing, and they're carrying this stuff on doesn't make sense.
I understand that he wanted to write the wrap-up story for her, which was he wanted to write the bookend story, which was the story she told David Tennant's Doctor that, hey, you gave me this sonic screwdriver, and we spent the last night together.
Right, he wanted to Star Wars up this mess, and he wanted to make metachlorians. It's like it's like you know, you don't have to explain stuff. You don't ever have to tell us. We don't need to know.
Yeah, we didn't need to see it, but because he went ahead and did it, okay, it's there, it's done. Deal with it. And in all honesty, the Christmas episode is still probably one of his best episodes, mainly because of Capaldi and Dr. River Song. But that being stated, I do think that there's so much to have played with her. And then again, the whole Dr. Donna storyline that we kind of worked out and kicked around, that is just so intriguing. If they had brought Donna back, I don't know one Who fan that would have been upset.
Well, I know a few, because there are some people who are not Donna fans.
Really?
Yeah, but there's people who don't like her as an actress, who don't like her comedy. That's
wow.
fair. I mean, that's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. But she would have been better than what they chose. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yes. All right. I think we've pretty much kicked the can on the new Doctor and our feelings on the choice. And again, as Who fans, I think we need to say it. We want the show to be good. I think Russell T Davies did a great job. I don't really enjoy the Stephen Moffat era as much, and I hope Chris Chibnall at least can bring it back to at least the Russell T Davies era. Hopefully she can even supersede both of those guys and really knock it out the park. That's my hope.
Right. I'm hoping that she's given a fair chance, and that they actually turn out some good episodes, so this doesn't kill the chance for more stories from having another female showrunner, or even having another female Doctor, even though I don't think it's needed. But the chance being there should still be there.
Right.
I also hope that, you know, she's giving us good stories, period.
Yeah.
How about bringing back the sci-fi adventure show that's Doctor Who was?
Yeah.
And also, do not do the recycling that Moffat loved to do.
Oh my God! No more Daleks.
I don't want to see no more Daleks. 3 years, no Daleks, please.
No more Cybermen.
No more Cybermen. You know, let's give us something new. Give us new bad guys. Give us a new rogues gallery. You know, we've killed off the Master. He needs to stay dead.
Right.
Well, he or she needs to stay dead for a while now because you killed them off. Make a new arch villain for the Doctor.
Right.
There are loads of people you could be. You know what? I believe Adric has been trapped in some sort of time thing. He could have developed some hate on for the Doctor. Now he's out. Now he has time powers, and he is coming out. That's personal. That's good.
That would have been a good.
That would be a nice new villain.
Well,
let's go there.
Isn't there also an evil version of the Doctor that we could have that we have not touched?
You can bring back the evil Doctor. I'm not going to call him what they used to call him, the Black Doctor, because that's just not right.
Yeah, that's not right. The evil Doctor.
You got the evil Doctor to bring back.
So if you want to go mine the archives, there's plenty of characters.
You can mine and bring back and do stuff.
Right.
Let's if we're going to go back to Unit, let's make it back like it was.
Right.
Instead of this the Moffat version of Unit, which felt like he was trying to be progressive and do something, but instead seemed to be, hey, here's a bunch of people who are not qualified for a job running a
cannon fodder. And not even
cannon fodder, just there,
right.
Not doing nothing. And you know what? Why don't we spend some money and get Captain Jack back?
Yeah.
Get him back for 2 or 3 episodes in this couple of years.
Well, especially now. you may have to bring him back if old girl is not as exciting as she.
Yeah, and
needs
he
to
would be a great companion.
Yeah, he could actually help. Yeah, that may be a good way to help out the show too, to kind of get us through that transition.
Oh yeah, just don't let him overshadow her.
Yeah, because
because the doctor needs to. The doctor
needs to be the star.
Doctor.
Yeah,
I don't care who it is. The doctor is the star of the doctor.
Male,
you don't need
female.
another Clara situation.
Right. You need the doctor. It's got to be about the doctor. The doctor solves the problems. The doctor beats the villains. The doctor outsmarts everybody. What's the rule? Rule number 1: the doctor always lies. So it's got to be about the doctor at the end of the day. So, Jodie, we're going to wish you well. We want you to do well. We have our skepticisms, but it's not because of your gender or anything like that. It's just because of how you're casting and just the type your sex. Or it's also I'm sorry. It doesn't have anything to do with your sex or anything like that. It more has to do with the body of work we've seen. But you never know. This could be the one that sets you to the stratosphere.
This could be the thing that makes you the hot stuff.
So
now I would say when he said we, I'm going to say it more like this. You better not disappoint me. This is a threat. Okay?
Uh-oh.
If you suck, then I'm going to not watch stuff. Yeah.
That's a threat.
There you go. I mean,
I'm scared.
I had to be hard.
Oh, that was harsh.
Had to be hard.
That was harsh. That was harsh. All right, guys. So that's been our show for today. My name is DKG72.
And I am Hijack. You may worship me at any time you like. I will respond to all prayers.
And this is the Big Bad Podcast. And we will see you next episode. Peace.
I'm not saying.
Never do.
What a wonderful world.
Oh, brother.